today I have another Valentine card for you. It's continuing on my theme of taking some cards that, if you don't have a Valentine set, a way to come up with one to make some Valentine cards that are quick and, in this case, masculine. So I'm going to use the Geared Up Garage stamp set and the dies that go with them. It's super quick, and actually in this one I'm going to use the paper, the Designer Series paper, to do a lot of the work, and I actually am using the hearts that come out of the Forever Lovely. Here we go. It's out of the Forever Lovely stamp set, but you could use any heart that you have. And most of us, if you have very many stamp sets, then you do have a heart. So look in what you have if you don't have the Forever Lovely, and just see if you have some stamp sets. There's some hearts in your stamp sets. But also, if you think that you don't need this Forever Lovely, then don't look at all this. Just see what I do with just this part of the stamp set, and maybe you'll change your mind and realize that you could use this. So because it's masculine, I've chosen Smoky Slate, which my sample is, I'm using it a little bit different colors than the original card I made. So we're going to see how the two look different, which one we like best. So this is Smoky Slate. My original card has Gray Granite, and I'm going to use Smoky Slate ink on this one. And on the original one I may have used Gray Granite. I may have used Smoky Slate. I can't really tell. I thought I used Gray Granite, but my Smoky Slate was laying on the table. So I have this, and then I have a black piece that I've cut 4 by 5 1/4, and then this one is just a smudge under 4 inches and a smudge under 4 1/4. So I'll have a nice little layer that gives it some masculine colors. So, you know, sometimes I'm lazy, and you can use some scrap paper because I want to get to the edges. But in this case, because the black is going to be bigger, I don't have to. So this is my Smoky Slate. And I'm going to take these hearts. And the hearts out of this stamp set are so pretty because they are the dimensioned hearts. And I'm going to just fill the background with hearts. And you can see where you might think that you want these, because they're really pretty and they make a great background. So I'm just kind of filling in. It doesn't have to be perfect. For one, this is a card for guys. None of them are going to notice if it's not perfect. And this is a Valentine, but it would also make a great Father's Day card. It could be a birthday card. It could be for little boys. It could be for men. It can be for girls who like cars. So I'm just filling it all up. And when I'm done, I'm going to hold this up so you can see just how nice these hearts look. Because you can tell with each stamp that it gives you all of the different colors. So it's not something where you have to stamp repeatedly to get all of these colors. They just do it. And I'm able to overlap them just a little bit to get them to all fit in here nicely. There we go. And I have a couple of places, like right here it's kind of empty, and right here it's kind of empty. So I'm just going to put a little bit of ink right up here on top and just kind of aim down, which you can do with the photopolymer. And you can see I'm using this card for scrap paper, but all that's going to get covered up. I'm going to do the same thing up here. Just ink this top part and kind of fill that. And you don't have to press down. And then it's all filled up. And see what a pretty background that makes? You could do that in any color and have great make your own Designer Series paper background. Or you could do it in multiple colors, in 2 or 3 colors. Or you could, if you want to get your stamp cleaner out, then you could do a rainbow of hearts, and how pretty would that be? So super pretty. So if you think you don't need this stamp set because you don't do roses or you don't need Valentines, then just think just how versatile that tiny little heart stamp is in there. And it also comes with these teensy tiny little ones, and if I was going for a more feminine card, I might pull those out and like add some little colors in there. But for a guy card, this is perfect. So I'm done with my background. And then for my main image, this suite comes with 6 by 6 Designer Series paper. And one of the sheets has these cars on it. And I have just taken some of the cars and fussy cut them out. So there's not a die for these because all of the cars are a little bit different, but you get a whole bunch of them. You can see where I've taken some out, and there's still several more that you can cut. So I've just already cut these out because you didn't want to watch me do that. So I've got 2 there, so I can choose one of those. And the other side's just pumpkin pie. It's a really nice paper stack, so take a look at that if you haven't seen it. Then I'm going to take one of the little words in there, say "You Jumpstart My Heart." I have just the black. I'm gonna stamp it on white. And then one of the carryovers from the holiday catalog that you might not have noticed, unless you go to the website, because sometimes it's hard to see what's carried over, is this, oh, it's the silver metallic, galvanized metal. I think that's the name, galvanized silver, galvanized something, silver cardstock. So it's perfect. And this is one of the dies that comes in this set. And it's one, you know, my favorite thing to do is when you first get your dies to run them through. And this is one, you can tell when you get it that it goes with this one. Like that's obvious that it goes through there. So you might think that this is just a framelit and that cuts this out. But when it cuts out, I'm gonna actually use it for both of these. So it's gonna take me 2 passes on my big shot. Okay, here you can see it. I need my adapter. 1 plate, and then the first time I'll just run the silver paper through. So once and back, and then once more, because on this one it's also going to do some embossing for you. I'll leave those there and I'll show you in a second. I do need a pokey thing and I don't have one laying here. But look, I have. Sometimes I'm lazy, and you know the pokey part of your take your pick tool works without having to have it in your thing, because that's not the last part of my my pick tool I used last. But see, you can see this one. If you hadn't run it through first, it comes in 2 pieces, and then this one, especially in the metal, see how pretty that is? It does look like metal. It looks like a little metal strip that came out of a car part. Or some advertising maybe. And then this one, oh, where did I lay the die? No, I laid it back up here on my pick tool thing. This one you just need, I don't need the outside exactly, but you do want to line it up so it gets your words. But for the way I'm gonna mount this on my card, I do need the back piece. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's gonna put my ribbon in there. So pull this out. These don't require though any of the flipping upside down or anything. They come out pretty good. So see, that pops that part out. And then get this piece out. And now we just have to assemble this. So I'm going to take my top piece here, and then this ribbon is the black silver striped metallic ribbon, and it comes in the suite with the garage products. And then these are the classic garage metal. Look, I have a little flower on top of them stuck from something else. Garage metal elements, and I want the key. There's keys and wrenches, but I want the key because it goes best with, I think, the saying "You Jumpstart My Heart." So I'm going to take my ribbon. I don't want a bow because I don't tend to put bows on my masculine cards, but I do like knots. So I just want a simple knot. Get my scissors now that I moved them from. So just tie a knot up here. I'm going to be careful that you don't pull it too tight, because if you pull it too tight, then it kind of bends the edge of your card. And this is going to get sandwiched now in between my black layer and this layer, so a little loose is better than too tight, because you can put some adhesive back there. So I have this a little long because I want to take my key now. And there is a top side and a bottom side to the key. The bottom side doesn't have as much detail as the top. So I'm going to thread this on here. Just tie it on here. And it doesn't have to be like a super tight knot, because actually you're going to use a glue dot to hold it all in place. So I have that piece. And then I'm going to take all of these and kind of sandwich them back together, because I want this to be like it's being held with the ribbon. Again, it's more of an optical illusion. So this piece is going to go on the bottom, and then this piece is going to go here. So I'm going to take my adhesive and put some adhesive across this. Like that. And then I'm going to put my ribbon in here. Just a little bit, so it looks like it's holding it in, and it will be holding it to the ribbon. But again, a glue dot or some more adhesive is going to actually hold the whole thing together. And then some more adhesive. I'm just going to puzzle piece this back together. So I'm going to put this piece in here first. It's right on top of the other one. And this one here. It's probably stuck to my table a little bit. Not too bad. And then kind of just lay it where you want it. Both of these. Go ahead and put my car on here, and you can kind of pick which car you want. And that will help determine where you want your ribbon to. I'm going to go ahead and stick it all on here so everything's exactly where I want it to be. So because I know that my ribbon's here, I do want to make sure that's going to hold the ribbon here. So I'm going to put 2 strips of adhesive up, or maybe 3, where my ribbon is. And then when you lay that on there, that ribbon's not going to move at all. It's going to stick to my fingers. Just be careful when you place it, because when you have that much fast fuse or snail or anything on the back, you get one shot. Now let's lay this. Make sure that you're paying attention if you used your card for scrap, because otherwise you're going to have that on the back of your card. This here. Okay, now let's decide which car we want. I think I'll go with this one. This looks like the car that my parents had when I was a baby. And it was even black. Bonus. Put that down here. And then just kind of want this, and it can go off the edge. You don't want it to go off the edge of the card if you're putting it in an envelope. If you're not putting it in an envelope, then you could. You know, if you're just going to attach it to a gift or some candy or something, it can go all the way off the edge. But on the off chance that this is going to go in, I have a fuzzy on there, in an envelope, I'm just going to put it just to the edge. You can kind of angle it however, and then you see the ribbon can kind of just do its own thing up there. And for this one, you can use a piece of adhesive or you can use a glue dot. Have any up here? Yep. I thought so because it was stuck to my thing, my blend. Just have one glue dot. And then before you lay this down, kind of play with kind of how you want the ribbon to be. And the ribbon can go off the card because it could get squashed into the envelope. And then one last little touch. These are our heart epoxy droplets, and I think they're pretty sure they're in the suite that with the heart stamps. And this is the red blend, the deep red, the dark red blend. That now has a glue dot on it because they were sitting too close to these. There you go. So just take your bitty end while they're still on your thing, and you can just color these with any color of the blend, and they dry fairly quickly, but you can see I already have one done, so I don't have to wait for it to dry. They're self-adhesive, so after it's dry, you just pop one of these up, and then you have your nice gray, black card, and then you can just kind of put this wherever you want. I'm going to put it someplace different because the cars are all different. So this isn't the same car, so it's not quite the same layout as my first one. There we go. So super easy, and that little pop of red is perfect for Valentine. Here's the other one I made before, and the card is kind of just based on how your ribbons fall, the card that you cut out of the designer series paper, but super fast. You could whip a bunch of these out. I don't know that the color changing of the background of the paper really makes that much difference. The ink is the same color, but this ink I thought had a tinge to brown. The gray granite's my favorite color, so I went with that, but then because I used that color ink, I thought I would switch it up. Don't think it really made any difference, so go with whatever gray you have. But there is another quick Valentine idea, and again, it wouldn't have to be a Valentine. There's nothing on this. You could leave the heart off if you wanted to leave the heart off if it wasn't Valentine, or you could even not put hearts on the background. You could use one of the other solid colors of paper and do the same card and have it not be so Valentine themed, and just have this be plain back here if you wanted to do a birthday or anniversary or any of those kind of events. So I hope you like that, and I hope that you've enjoyed the Valentine theme. If you go over to my Series Cards Facebook or to my Instagram, which you can find the link for that, I'll put it in this post because I have had my Instagram for a long time, and I can't figure out how to change it to be Series Cards, so that's not the name of it over there. But I do have a lot of Valentine ideas that aren't on YouTube, so you might want to go check those out. So have a great day. Bye.